What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Hill Heat. Who better? Nobody.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 84, The Waste of the Revolution.
I woke up this morning, and that title is even more clever than I remember. I like it.
The Waste of the Revolution, reviewing last night's March 8th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite, as only we can. I am here with the man of nearly 48,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan.
The fuck are you doing here?
Jimmy Macram.
The fuck is he here for? Why is he on television? For no reason. Didn't even announce it because it's never a ratings excuse. I'm sorry. I just remembered he was on the fucking show. That was the thing I hated.
I was like, is someone in the background? Like, you looking off from the camera. Like, I thought someone was either. I thought Tony Khan came into your room. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
It would be my exact response.
Like, how did Tony Khan get in my room? I did not give him permission.
Absolutely. Ugh. Boo. Boo.
How are you doing today, Jimmy?
What's he there for? I forgot.
He was here to announce that the championship was getting leveled up, and they have a sponsorship from Shazam, Fury of the Gods, to next week in Winnipeg, because next week in Winnipeg, there will be the championship will level up. You'll go from the All-Atlantic Championship to the International Championship. It's the only title and the only wrestling that's been defended 5 times on international soil. It's the only championship that has changed hands on international soil. So next week in Winnipeg, it will be yours.
What the fuck? He's so bad at his job. All of his jobs. By the way, I got another one. Ready? You know what else he's bad at? What was the match you hated the most last week?
Oh, the Battle Royal.
Guess which is the only match Tony Khan aged in last week? Good guess. I'll give you one shot. I'll give you one.
Look at you looking at the Fightful versus the
Yeah.
Give it up to Jimmy. Give it up for Jimmy for reading Fightful Select.
Shocking. I won't say how I got it, but keep doing your work. Your work's out. Get paid.
Next week in Winnipeg. Oh, thank you all for joining us for AEWramble episode 84. We are here every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, reviewing AEW Dynamite on a Wednesday night. So we appreciate you if this is your first time joining us. If you're one of the usual viewers joining us, always remember, drop the thumbs up on the video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to hear from you guys what you thought about last night's AEW Dynamite. So sound off. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But the best way to have your comment highlighted on screen is with a super chat donation. We got Hassan here who says, let's roll up. Well, damn, okay. He's ready for the show. So Fet's here with us. We also got Annika who says, I QT with Powerhouse Hobbs, and I think it's the shrug emoji. We got Simeon who says, what's up, SP3 and Jimmy? Hope you are both good. Please tell me Jimmy watched Revolution.
I did, unfortunately.
Did you watch the whole show, or did you use my Spark Notes?
I watched the whole show.
Oh, look at that.
The show was good, but unfortunately, I saw the show after I saw your star ratings. So obviously, I was very disappointed with what I saw, considering you added an extra star to every single fucking thing.
I don't add an extra star. You're just a grumpy person who doesn't enjoy great wrestling matches.
That's not true. Okay. Not all of them. Okay. I love Dragon MJF. I gave it 5 stars. 4 3/4.
Look at that.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Dave Meltzer. You were Dave
Meltzer in
the 2000s. No, you're ridiculous.
I couldn't give it better than Omega and Ospreay. I just couldn't. I just don't believe it's better than that match. I'm sorry. Love Dragon, the best wrestler ever. It's just not better than that match, in my opinion. And since that's 4 3/4, I just can't give this 5. That's not how that works. And I'm not gonna add stars to the scale. That's not how things work. That's the scale. The scale for a reason. It was a fantastic, the greatest Iron Man match. I agree with you ever. It is what it is. But Moxley Hangman, I would say hated that match. That was a match where I went 4 3/4. Really? Sir,
yep.
What?
I watch a lot of death matches. That was one of the best ones.
I watch a lot. I've been around a lot of barbed wire. Nobody can walk around it in their hand. That's not how it works.
If you're John Moxley and you don't care about fun, you don't think John Moxley would walk around with some barbed wire?
No, not that you would, but you can't. You cannot. It is not possible. And then Hangman's gonna wrap it around himself and somehow not bleed from that at all. Like, stop it. I get it's wrestling, but let's have fun. Let's not be goofy.
He bled on his back from the barbed wire.
Ridiculous. Listen, and I know there's some idiot in the comment section right now talking about, well, you want them to use real barbed wire and cut themselves. No, you adults just don't do it. Enough. Everything else was great to good. I enjoyed the whole show, except the tag team thing. And even that got me FTR, so I'll take it.
Exactly. That was great entertaining. Show. That was entertaining. It was a great show. I would say this is the formula for Tony Khan. Lackluster builds, and then the pay-per-view over exceeds our expectations.
Yes, significantly so.
Forbidden Door, Revolution, the best examples of that. We got Frantic World who says, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and Chad. We got here One Mike Nation who says, what's up, THH fam. We also got Romeo who says, thank God Tony didn't hype that title name change as an important announcement. That would have been bad. Yeah, I prefer these type of announcements over the hyped up announcement that it's the Dixie Carter effect. Dixie Carter has ruined important big announcements forever in wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, she used to do it all the time. For Tommy Dreamer coming to Impact Wrestling.
Weren't we looking forward to Tony Khan's last 2 announcements and he blew them? So it hadn't been ruined for everybody. We're all looking forward to it. And he fucking shot us in the dick.
Because Tony Khan has delivered up until like the last 5 or 6 of them.
So she didn't ruin them
previously.
Yeah, so she didn't ruin it. He ruined it.
Nah, see,
she ruined it, and then she ruined it. He fixed it, and then he ruined it again. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He put it back. He glued it back together, and then he dropped it again. So
yes.
Roxy says good morning, everyone. We got Annika who says stop it, SP3. I just speak the truth, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I do here. We got Frantic World who says, does Jimmy think Vince has the Bookie Knights mustache? What do you think about Vince McMahon growing a mustache?
You don't understand how long I looked for that fucking photo from Monday. Got nothing. I'm so annoyed.
It's not anywhere. It's not anywhere. only ones is photoshopped.
Yeah. How awesome is it that Vince made the internet shit their pants for like 2 whole hours? Sorry, it's just amazing.
I love how Vince is like this looming dark cloud for WWE fans, and they like
he's Suge Knight.
He's near. He's near. He is Suge Knight.
Suge is here. Oh shit. Oh, never mind. He left.
Oh no, Suge is just here to see Tupac. Sorry, guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, Suge's gonna sit in the studio the whole time though.
Absolutely. Somebody said they sent Gargano to witness protection,
which is NXT. Yes,
that is perfect. Yes, absolutely. Get him out of here. Holy shit! Find that motherfucker on the spot.
So Michael Hickenbottom is the ops, y'all. A says AEW International Championship is an upgrade, I guess. I think we were kind of saying that when they first came up with the All Atlantic Championship. We was like, why don't you just call it Intercontinental? But international, same difference.
Yes, because Dummy doesn't have a globe, so he doesn't realize that Japan is not all Atlantic, you adult. Holy shit. How'd you fuck that up?
How many times are you going to use
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Found it easier for monetization purposes to not say what I want to say and just say adult.
That's fair.
I want to say it's usually an issue.
This is fair.
E and T, those wondering.
And we got our good friend, not Kid Get Money, Kid Sends Money, is with a super chat donation here early on. Thank you so much. We always appreciate those. He says, with booking decisions like this by Tony Khan, I'm definitely nervous about the Jags offseason. I see TK in the draft room every year, SMH.
Still bad they got Trevor Lawrence. So now people think Dummy's better than he is. Well, he's not in charge, but his dad's a dummy too. No offense, sir.
He does the analytics. He told them.
Sure
he was like, if you put the 1 over the 7, that gets you Trevor Lawrence.
He's in the corner with crayons on his stomach, kicking his feet as he fucking.
Wait, did you just call him? What? We're not doing this.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
It's such a funny visual because I can see it in my head. I see this idiot just doing that.
Frantic World says Vince is Poppleteen of the WWE.
He's so bad. It's so scary. I can't wait for him to fuck this up. By the way, I have a question. Ronda hurt?
It seems like that.
Okay. I was ready to do my unbiased journalism and shit on Triple H because I really don't want to see that 6-man tag match at all.
Really?
Maybe a little bit. No, I want to see Bayley versus Trish, and then you do the fucking tag.
That was fair. Yeah, we did talk about that. We talked about that last week. Then you would have 2 women's feuds that actually have a story, unlike you have. There we go. One. I was waiting for it. Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the riveting story that he has planned for Rhea and.
Oh, it's gotta be riveting. Okay.
Riveting story. Riveting story. Besides, 3 years ago, we should have done this.
Anyway, journalism.
Hey, I am not biased at all. I'm the same way you are to Tony Khan. That's me to Triple H, basically.
Yeah, I'm biased. I admit it. What about you?
I don't hate Triple H. I don't hate Triple H.
This is outrageous.
I don't hate
20 years of evidence. I have 20 years of evidence that says otherwise.
20 years of evidence. Exhibit A. What's the exhibit A? What's the exhibit A?
Everything he ever did when we were teenagers.
I rooted for him against Batista because I wanted y'all to be wrong.
That's not a reason.
Yes, that is.
Your own selfish thing is not a reason.
How is that a selfish thing? Y'all thought Batista was gonna be the big star over John Cena, and I was right.
Well, that's the selfishness of it. Wanting to be right. God. Thank you for explaining. Yes, that exactly.
I'm just saying. We got Ninja Murder says, good fist time I see on stream is first thing I see on the stream is a Jimmy warning. I love this show. Absolutely. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all joining us. Let's get into the actual show. AEW Dynamite from last night. March 8th, 2023. It was from Sacramento, California. What did you think about the crowd last night in Sacramento?
They were very good. I enjoyed them quite a bit.
I did as well. And what has become a theme on this show, Jimmy? You started off the show, even though I will say they did change it up. I don't know if you noticed the intro video was highlights from Revolution this week.
I did see that, yes.
Thought that was a nice touch.
It's a nice
if you're not
touch.
going to do
Yeah.
like the full video package, that's the best kind of middle ground.
I agree. We show the video package. That's enough. Now we're going to start with.
Well, how does every episode of Dynamite start, Jimmy? It was time for the All-Atlantic Championship up for grabs. Orange Cassidy, along with the best friends and an injured Danhausen after taking the 310 to Yuma from the Guns. They went to the back without any issues as Orange went to the ring to defend the All-Atlantic Championship against Jay Lethal, which officials and referees had to come out to get rid of Satyam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, and Jeff Jarrett. Lethal coming out with the Golden Globe. And this was the third match between these two men, the rubber match, as Jay Lethal was the last man to defeat Orange Cassidy before he got into the All-Atlantic division. So this would be the rubber match here as they're 1-1 after the matchup in January where Orange beat Jay Lethal. And I love the psychology of this match, I will say, because it was all about Lethal going after the leg of Orange Cassidy to set up for the figure four as Orange Cassidy focused on the arm of Jay Lethal after running him into the steel post. He did eventually get the figure four on Orange Cassidy, but he fought his way out. He had a nice little gorilla press at one point where he just dropped him down on his leg to hurt his leg again. I love the work that Lethal was doing on the leg throughout this matchup. They had a nice little suplex exchange where Orange eventually hit a brain buster. And then the finish I thought was very, very smart. It was Lethal who goes for the lethal injection, but the damage to the arm affects him and he drops down as he does the handspring, and then Orange Cassidy hits him with the orange punch for the 1-2-3. This match went nearly 15 minutes. I thought it was a really strong matchup. Like I said, strong on psychology. It wasn't anything mind-blowing, but the psychology was very, very brilliant throughout the matchup, just based on the damage being done to the injured body parts. Orange Cassidy makes another successful defense of the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. Post-match, Lethal tries to hit Orange Cassidy with the Golden Globe, but Bryce Remsburg stops him. This allows Orange to be distracted long enough for Jeff Jarrett to come through the crowd. He hits the stroke on Orange Cassidy, and then he follows up by causing even more damage to Orange's leg and nails him with the guitar to the leg. This leads to the best friends coming down to chase off Jeff Jarrett. But like I said, I thought the matchup was really, really good to start off the show here. What did you think about the match and the post-match attack by Double J, Jeff Jarrett?
In a vacuum, this was a good match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all three of the matches. How do I say this nicely? Who cares?
That's nicely.
A nice one. Especially following the pay-per-view. Like, this has nothing to do with anything. Why am I watching this match? And then Jeff Jarrett, who Tony Khan loves as much as Russo did back in the day, and I didn't understand then, and I don't understand now. I don't get it. Somebody break it down for me, please. Jeff Jarrett is... Listen, I like Jeff. I'm not calling him Jeff like a fucking old motherfucker. I like Jeff Jarrett. However, he is fine. He is a C+ all around. Like, he's just that guy all around. He is what all the haters think Triple H is. He's fine. I don't get why he's here. Can somebody explain it to me? If Jeff Jarrett a major draw, because if he is, I'll be quiet. Got it. He's a big draw. Like Orange Cassidy, I don't get it, but he's draws, so fuck it. I get why he's on the show.
Apparently, the reason why they did this match again with Lethal and Orange Cassidy is because it was the most watched AEW
Don't say they did a
match.
million views. Don't say it. Who cares?
It was the most watched AEW match of the year so far. So that's why he ran it back here. I don't know about Jeff Jarrett. Maybe he is drawing good ratings. I have to look into it and do my research. But we know they're going to do a pretty good rating next week because they'll probably open the show.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, how do we balance these ratings things? So, like, for example, this is the show following pay-per-view, which always does well. Orange Cassidy and fucking Jay Lethal are in the opening match. So, by its very nature, if you put me and you in there, it'd be a big draw because it's going to do a big number. People want to see what the fuck happened at Revolution. how do we use any kind of discerning eye to say maybe it's not them or maybe it's not Jay Lethal? No offense, sir. I'm glad y'all nigga hole, and I would keep you out for as long as possible.
Yeah, like this is. I
Why?
don't like the fact that the narrative has now come that Tony is using Lethal too much, because I think we're both old enough to remember when people used to complain that Lethal wasn't used enough. So you can't have it both ways.
Yes, you can.
You can't complain about
Yes,
him
you
being
can.
used now.
Yes, you can. Like, for example, let's say your wife pushed you around, right? And people said, Sid, you need to be kind of more of a man with your wife. So then you kicked her in the face. And then we go, yo, bro, what the fuck? Why are you kicking your wife in the face? And you go, you just told me you can't have both ways. You just told me. No, that's not what I meant. I'm sure there's a middle ground between kicking her in the face and being a bitch. I'm sure
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's what I'm saying. There's a middle ground in there somewhere. That's my only suggestion.
I am mad you used kicking your wife in the face as a valid comparison to how a wrestler is used.
I like an analogy, sir. It's an analogy.
I see. You really enjoy analogies, ladies and gentlemen.
Somewhere in between there. That's what I'm saying.
Got Frantic Girl saying this. I've seen this narrative very, very much over the last couple of days, especially since last night. Annika saying they should have flipped this, let Orange and Jarrett be here, and then let Orange and Lethal go head to head for the international title. No, I like the way they did it. They had to finish off the Lethal portion. And we only should get one match of Orange and Jeff Jarrett. If you want to save it for the big show next week, first time in Winnipeg, I think it's the right order. I don't think they should have flipped it.
How old is Tony Khan?
He's 36, 37.
Why does he have this affinity for TNA? Like, he's our age. Why is he fucking
Team TNA? I have an affinity for
confused.
TNA. I love TNA. I love. I don't know. TNA. Remember when Jarrett Hall and Nash was the kings of wrestling, and they came out dressed as Elvis. and they versus AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Do you just
that's
hear
how
come out of your mouth?
That's how old I am. I remember.
You hear the people come out of your mouth? That match even makes sense.
It
sounds like a video game. That sounds like a video game. This just sounds ridiculous. AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Macho Man. Like, what? What are we even talking about? That just tells you how much of a mess TNA was. What is that? They don't go in the same era.
Annika says Jared is the smartest ninja on the block. He came in saying, hey, I'm just here for Lethal. Now down the line, y'all need me as champion. To work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely. What a fucking pimp.
We got a super chat donation. Thank you so much from Jaleel here. Jaleel is awesome. He says that Ruby promo was fire. I like the Outcast now. They need Athena to join. Plus, I kind of want Double J to win next week.
Has Jeff Jarrett ever had a belt collector gimmick? Like he held more than one belt?
No.
All right, maybe we can do that. Jeff Jarrett should go around.
All I remember is him going to Japan. I thought it was to go get a shot at the IWGP title, but then I just remembered that it was for him to hit Hulk Hogan with a guitar. I remember that. You remember that? How old of a TNA fan are you?
Okay, Christ. I love TNA when they were on.
They were really pushing that was going to be the main event of their first ever major pay-per-view, and then it never happened. They never followed up on
My TNA love stops when they left FS1. Like that's
FS1 days were good. They were good.
Amazing Red, AJ Styles. I was like, holy shit, what is this?
They used to start off every show with one of those X Division matches.
It's like, yes, I remember this. It's like WCW. What did I say? Jeff Jarrett should go around eliminating titles from this fucking company. He should win this one, and then he should win the FTW championship, and then he should beat fucking Hobbs. Just get rid of all these belts.
Hook versus Double J. That's ratings gold.
Yeah, that could be fun. He can no sell the guitar. Somehow he's tougher than a guitar. Even though he's 5'8", 100 pounds with a brick in his pocket.
I do know this, Ninja Mortis. He says Jimmy can complain about anything. SP3.
What did I complain about this time?
Know this.
What did I complain about this time?
I don't
Jeff
know.
Jarrett?
It all blends together. It all blends together now.
Bah. Humbug.
You said the match was good, and then you said you don't care.
That's not complaining. It was good.
That's not complaining.
It was good.
Okay. It's like you have to give everything a backhanded compliment. Like it's never just a compliment. It's never just praise. It's always a line with some form of.
I'll do front-handed insults from now on. I'll lead with the insult and then I'll get to the next part. Who cares about this match?
That's better.
It was a good match.
That's better. We got Savette saying wow to your analogy. We got Annika who says accurate analysis, not deserved.
You're hired.
Because CM said I don't have a defense.
No, that's all. You're hired.
He's like my lawyer that agrees with anything I say. You're hired. You're hired. Simeon says, Jimmy, you need church with these analogies, for fuck's sake.
I have some church analogies if you'd like.
Oh, God.
Because you want to bring up church. Because you want to bring up church so much. Like, if you said you need to be nicer to the altar boys, and we'll leave it. Enough of church. I don't hear anything about church and it helps people. Stop it.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
We get a disclaimer. You get Tony for that one. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. When you want to see what Romeo just uploaded in the back end and I just noticed?
Yes. Please.
Oh shit. Shad Khan's in the boardroom. He's like, should we get Trevor Lawrence? He was like, let's ask my boy. Hey, Tony. Oh my God. Where how does this show always get off the rails? It always gets off the rails. We just talked about one match. We've only talked about one match, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the funniest picture I've seen in a minute. That's hilarious.
Everybody wants me to move on, but I'm staying right here. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's 40. Tony's 40. Oh shit, I underestimated that.
He should have less love for TNA than we do. What is this?
Hey, that probably reinvigorated his love for wrestling was TNA when WWE wasn't doing so well. Oh man. One Mike Nation says Double J Jeff Jarrett, greatest Intercontinental champion now. He'll be the best international champion.
Oh my God. Why?
Frantic World says that was really dark, Jimmy.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll be good from now on. All right.
Your current lawyer just telling you, stop, Jimmy, stop. Got Roxy. I would love church analogy. Not from this guy. Not from this guy. Why isn't your finger on the button? I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do. AEW is laughing at me. He's laughing like 3-4 jokes ago. Shook.
He's moved on, sir.
He's watching on rewind. Oh shit! All right, let's move on. We look at Wardlow announcing on social media that his car was broken into, with the thief taking his gear, boots, and title belt, and then it's somewhat made into a storyline for the night. We get Powerhouse Hobbs saying that it's a shame for Wardlow, but he says that wouldn't happen to me here because I'm from the Bay. He says, but tonight Hobbs is going to take everything that Wardlow has left, which is being called a champion. I like that. This was short, sweet, to the point.
I love that. Hobbs is a great, quick promo. We should give him a manager nobody cares about. Never mind. Go ahead.
You can count on Tony for that. Who you think Powerhouse Hobbs? Do you think Powerhouse Hobbs today is manager? Let's ask Tony.
Oh my God, the worst.
Anyway, Moving on, Powerhouse Hobbs, Team Taz, former tag team partner Ricky Starks was out next following his big win at Revolution. Ricky talks about everything he has done recently, but he isn't sure what's next for him. But he says the question is actually where he is going next before he can continue. The music and logo of the Bullet Club are played and shown on the big screen before everybody overreacts and says is Switchblade Jay White. It's instead Jimmy's favorite AEW roster member, Juice Robinson. Rock hard Juice Robinson, who nails him with the left hand of God. He then hits a reverse DDT and he stands tall as the commentators say that the Bullet Club have arrived in AEW. I'm okay with this if this is an in-between feud before we get to Ricky's actual feud for the next pay-per-view. If this is just him for like the next 4 weeks doing something with Juice Robinson, I'm fine with it because I think the promos will be good. But if this is the pay-per-view, then this is a step down from Jericho for sure.
It's a step down regardless. If you hear the complete silence, not for both. People were
they reacted to the Bullet Club and then they did when it was Juice Robinson.
I'm like, what? Jay White? I thought motherfuckers Vince really fucked this up already. God damn.
It was like Jay saw all those Vince rumors. He was like, I'm gonna go to
hard pass. Yeah, hard pass. And then it's Juice Robinson. What a step down. MJF to Chris Jericho. Entirely too long. And then to Juice Robinson. You know what? Like you said, if it's 4 weeks, fuck it. Fine. Whatever. Who cares? Beat Juice and send ROH. Fair enough. But I have my fears. I have my doubts.
I do too. I do too. Ricky Stark's feuds have either gone too short or too long. So if we could keep that on the MJF scale of too short with this one, I'd be fine with it. I think this is just another person for him to rack up another win, and then he can move on to bigger and better things, preferably to our new TNT champion, because I feel like there's unfinished business there. So if he's not going to be in the world title scene, you can give me that at the very least.
Same. You definitely should open this promo with what do you guys want to talk about?
He should. He should just take it. He should just take it and go run with it. We got ALW who says Wardlow is trash. I hope he goes away for a while. We're not even up to that, sir. Like, what are we doing? Relax.
Boy, he's so mad.
Relax.
He's so mad.
Oh, yes. Attica, thank you for pointing that out. Hobbs calling Renee Nene popped me so big. I popped so big for that. I was like, yes. I need that I need Hobbs to be interviewed by Renee every week, and he calls her Nene.
He's so hood. I'm here for it.
He is so California hood. I love it. I love it so much. I love it with all my heart and soul. They had Frantic Girl says they had me for a minute, but Juice versus Ricky Starks would be good. We got.
Is it?
Big Man Dog says, I didn't expect Jay White since it was just the Bullet Club thing, but I was disappointed that it was just Juice and he didn't bring anyone else. I mean, they are in Winnipeg next week. My band El Phantasmo is from Canada. So maybe this is Juice open up the door for Bullet Club members to come in.
We don't need anybody else. Let me say something. The last thing this company needs is fucking people. Enough. Please no.
Fair. We got Ninja Mortis says Nene was gold. Yes, I agree. I 100% agree. Next, we had the other half of our main event, and this is something we were talking about more months ago because I think they've gotten better with it because we always mention it on the show. Building up the main event. We got Powerhouse Hobbs response to Wardlow being robbed. Now we have Wardlow with an interview. He's wearing an FTR shirt because he says that he had a couple of friends that gave him some stuff to wear, but he says that since he doesn't have his gear, let's do this Falls Count Anywhere, anything goes, and that is made official for the main event. What did you think?
Fine. You gotta be honest. At this point, I was kind of hoping that the story was going to be that Hobbs had taken Wardlow's shit.
I thought that was where they were leaning towards.
Yeah,
first promo,
and it just didn't. Whatever.
Or enough. He hired some of his boys from the Bay.
Absolutely, you're not safe around here, sir.
You're in
This is my city.
you're in hostile territory, sir.
But yeah, whatever. Fair enough.
Next, we had Renee Paquette in the ring, and she introduces a woman that made an impact at Revolution, Ruby Soho, who leaves Toni Storm and Saraya on the stage. They all come out together, but she leaves them behind. Soho then comes to the ring and is immediately asked why she joined up with the two of them. And she says, isn't it obvious? She talks about how she kept fighting the AEW originals and was booed every time. She said when she got her first title match at Grand Slam and Britt Baker beat her, the fans cheered and they were so happy.
I did. You know, I did, goddammit.
Hey, you were there. And then she says, fast forward to the Owen Hart tournament. She says she faced Chris Statlander in the semifinals, and when she beat Chris Statlander, they booed me out of the building. I did like that the fans popped huge for Chris Statlander's name.
Yes.
That's a good sign. And then she says, what about Revolution when she lost to everybody's favorite AEW original, Jamie Hayter, and the fans were still happy. So she said the decision was made for her. She says, talking about Toni Storm, she's like, she's not the only one that's been disrespected. Toni Storm has as well. She held the title for a number of months, but they wouldn't even call her anything more than an interim champion. Then what about Saraya? You guys begged for her to come out of retirement, and as soon as she did, you guys turned on her at the drop of a hat. I really enjoyed this promo. This was a You People promo, but this was one of the good You People promos because it pointed out a lot of facts. That's why I liked it. And there were some people I saw on social media that was like, why would Ruby join up with them to be the third wheel? If she's going to be the main talker for the group, I think this is a good sign for this group now. What about you?
I was not looking forward to this promo. First off, that turn at the pay-per-view. If I'm to assume that she turned because she lost, I like it. But if she didn't, this pre-plan is retarded. Oh, damn it. It was stupid. That's my Booker T moment. When she started and she said, die, Rocky, die. I went, oh, Jesus, here we go. All right, get to it. But by the end, I loved it. I was like, holy shit, that was fantastic. And if she is the talker, as you said, and essentially, therefore, the leader, I'm here for it. That was awesome. I was shocked how good it was. Better than anything Saraya's done since she's been called Saraya. How's that for a start? How's that?
That's fair.
Please.
That is fair. And it just feels like Toni Storm and Ruby Soho are just more comfortable being heels here. It just seems like that with the both of them. So that's the good side. She says that they are here to build AEW into a new place, and the rookies in the back don't support her anymore, and they are starting on a broken foundation, but it has to be done, and that brings out her opponent for the next matchup, Sky Blue. Ruby immediately jumps her to start. The beating is on. She hits an enziguri to make it even worse. During the commercial break, though, Sky is able to turn things around. She hits a crossbody. It looks like she hits a knee against the ropes as well. She looks like she's on a nice run until Ruby grabs her by the hair. She eventually hits Destination Unknown for the victory here. This one went just under 7 minutes. I thought this was good to give Ruby a solid victory here. After the match, Saraya and Toni Storm come down with the spray paint. We see Ruby about to spray paint and start to spray paint Sky Blue when Willow Nightingale's music starts, and I love Willow's theme. Ding, 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 ding. I love it. It just gets me hyped. She comes in. She tries to give the fist pump to Ruby Soho, but Ruby's having none of it. She gets jumped from behind by Saraya and Toni Storm, and then Ruby hits the no future kick on Willow, and then Saraya spray paints both women as the AEW outsiders stand tall. What did you think about the match and the post match here?
I'm glad we got a picture of Willow because I gotta admit, she's using that dress like that, and I was impressed.
I was impressed with Toni as well. Yes, I agree.
Yes, I was like, who is this? Willow? What? That's not Willow. Stop it. This is fine. I probably would have done a shorter match, but you know what? Fuck it. I would have shown a match and added another one, but let's be honest. Why? For what? It's AEW. It's International Women's Day. What does that mean? Back to the kitchen.
And Excalibur said it at the beginning of the show. It made you believe, like, maybe they might have no more. No. No.
And a promo, a match, and Jade doing that thing she does. For fucking a year and change now. This shit is outrageous. Yeah, it was fine. I'm not gonna say it reinvigorated and love for the feud, but it did give me a spark of hope. I have a little bit of hope that this could be turned to not shit at this point. Here's hoping.
I got a bunch of people who seem to enjoy this Ruby Soho promo. Wrestling for Life Network. We got Safet saying Ruby Soho promo was fire emoji. We also got Big Man Dogs who says, I popped for her shooting on the smart neckbeards. Yes, that was a great line. The neckbeards and the trolls who booed Saraya. Yo, I was like, I like this Ruby. This is the most interesting Ruby's been since she's been in the company. She's been in the company for nearly 2 years now.
Jesus. Oh well. Listen, fuck it. Better late than never.
I agree. I always say that. Better late than never, guys. We got Wrestling for Life Network saying killing it. We got Ninja Mortis. He says Ruby finally coming into her own.
What? All right, it's not. Let's ease up on the fucking coming of age there. Fucking what's coming into her own? She's 30. She's 30 something. She's finally coming into her own. We
don't say women's ages here, ladies and gentlemen. What are we doing?
No, I believe in equality. I'm like the rest of you. Like no, like what? She's coming into her own. Like Sky Blue can come into her own. Ruby Soho
Willow can come into her own.
Yes. After 15 years in the business, coming into her own. Like, what are we talking about?
Ruby Soho promo was really good. Did she have promos like this in WWE? Not really. She was a part of like a generic group for a long time there, Frantic World. So I don't think it was at this level. We got Annika says Ruby being in this group has pumped them up significantly. Yes, I agree. I agree. We got Frantic Rails who says, who better, Damage Control or the Freelancers? I mean, Jimmy already said that the Damage Control is not made to be pushed. So
no, they're fucking I know you all like them, but they're like fodder. You have Hogan and a whole bunch of these motherfuckers just running around. NWO after fucking Hall left and Nash was dreadful play. There's a bunch of guys I throw at you.
EO Sky is one of my favorites. Will you stop?
I know you love her. She's very attractive. But she's just fodder. She's
that's not the reason I like her. I like her because she's a great wrestler.
Love you, Kurt. Here. So was Kurt Hennig. Here. Goldberg destroy this motherfucker. Because I don't want to fight. They're literally called Damage Control.
They are damaged goods more than Damage Control. We got some fans saying the Outsiders was better than the Damage Control. We got
female Outsiders.
Huh?
Like this outside. No, they're not. Let's stop. Let's not get crazy now. They could be. We still hold things we hope, but let's not get crazy. Like this has been shit.
We won't go that far. We won't go that far. Yeah, it's been bad, but this is an up week. This is an up week for them. This is the first up week since the first promo when you had Hikaru Shida with the great facial expression. It started on a high and it's been downhill since then, but this was an up. Sammy had saying Jamie and Britt need their revenge next week. Yeah, I think that's the right decision because I saw some people like, oh, where's Ruby and Britt? I was like, they got beat down at the pay-per-view, so they're selling the beat down. Like that's
selling the beat down, huh?
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine.
Agreed. So we won't see Moxley here. We won't see Hangman here because they went through some damage.
We shouldn't have, but shouldn't have.
He has a match. Oh my god! What?
Will Chisholm says, great promo. I still don't care about the storyline. I'm not one of these dumb fans that keep booking merchandise Monet in this storyline. He called her merchandise, not even Mercedes.
Merchandise Monet. I hope that's a fucking autocorrect.
I hope that wasn't an autocorrect, and that's his new nickname for Mercedes.
Merchandise Monet.
Oh man, I love it. Oh, Chilling with Jay says she is 32, very young.
She is very.
She's younger than you, so that counts.
Yeah, she's young for a person. She's young for a person. She's not young for a wrestler. Let's be honest. Unless you're Ric Flair, 32 is not young. Actually, Ric Flair was coming to his own at 32.
Yes, he was.
That's about it.
He would wrestle for like 30, 35 more years. Like, geez, he's coming into his own in his 30s. All right. Next up, we had Hangman Adam Page backstage with Renee Paquette. He had a nice shiner on his eye. I was like, damn, this dude does look like he went through Texas death. He says, what happened to Jon Moxley is a warning to everyone else. Don't try him or he'll take you to hell. He says that it isn't personal with Renee Paquette. He says that he wants to apologize her for all the interviews in the past and sorry for what she had to see on Sunday, but that wasn't his fault. And he says for now, though, it is over with him and Mox. Oh, so he thought.
What a dude. I gotta be honest, what a douche. He came across like a douche here. I like Hangman, and he
came across somber to me. He came across somber, like he really went through a Texas death match. He sold the matchup more than his opponent did.
Oh,
that's
yes, sure. He did. Moxley was fine. He was completely fine. He didn't go through the death match at all. I told you, only wrestling I really watch as at AEW. I watch like Attitude Era stuff. Remember that 6-man Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Also came out on Raw limping. He didn't do anything in the Hell in a Cell. He came out limping.
This is why I enjoyed Hangman coming out later in the night because he did that limp.
He was great.
He did that fucking. Yeah, he was great. He was great.
Not Hangman. Moxley was completely fine, just walking around.
For Moxley, that was a Sunday. That was a Sunday in the park. Speaking of someone who went through hell on Sunday, MJF, he talks about the matchup, said that he proved himself as the best professional wrestler in the world, and he says that next Wednesday is the best professional wrestler in the world's birthday, and he's gonna have a bar mitzvah. Bar mitzvah next week. Oh, this promo was great. He talked about how he's growing in his horns because of the nice lump he has on the head from the cut during the Iron Man matchup. Man, I would say I said Sunday was his greatest performance yet in the ring. And he's had some great performance. The matches with Jungle Boy at Double or Nothing 2020, the match with Darby Allin at Full Gear 2021, the CM Punk matches were both spectacular. This was his best match yet. What did you think about?
I was shocked.
You were? Why?
Shocked. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. Every time he's been forced to deliver, he does, and by quite a bit. This is 60 minutes, which sounded to be more than 60 minutes. And he was drinking water, which I'm glad Taz pointed out was a horrific idea.
I love Taz on commentary, who kept pointing that out. He was getting pissed because he roots for MJF.
He's like, what exactly are you doing? And he was fine. That it worked for the story, which is that MJF's not used to this and Dragon is. All time. It was so good. And I know people mad at him throwing tequila on that kid. At first I thought it was the work. Then I saw the mom was legit shocked. Like she really was not expecting that at all. Because she's on her phone like an idiot. Like everybody is, even though it's a fucking wrestling program going on right in fucking front of you.
And it's the main event.
It's the main event. Oh, they were the worst. That crowd was shit for 40 minutes. But you know what? They'd been sitting there for 7 hours. I can pass.
Not even 7 hours. The match started 2.5 hours into the show. I was shocked.
Did it?
Yeah, 2.5 hours into the main card, at least. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, you know, like he probably didn't know it was tequila, I would imagine. He thought it was water, threw it on the kid. It happens. And now people are up in arms. I thought that was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie for you. It could have gone horribly wrong, but it didn't. So everybody wins.
Yeah, I didn't like that the people started kind of putting the vitriol towards the company for not like controlling MJF. If you notice, MJF, there's no controlling that man. Like
at all. I've always said this. You've got to punish behavior, not outcome. So MJF's done this a whole bunch of times. If you didn't punish it then, you can't punish it now that it turned out bad. It's like it is what it is. It's what he does. I thought it was hilarious.
And why does this?
First of all, you haven't been drunk enough, CM.
Why did this mother have a cup full of just tequila? The building, the arena is not serving that. What are we talking about?
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm just saying.
Do that.
I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna criticize her mothering skills.
No. I'm just saying. How did she get a cup full of just tequila?
You know how she did it. You know exactly how she did it. Same way you sneaking shit at a fucking show.
I know. That's all I know. What she did. I know what she did. She got one of those drinks and then she didn't look at her son. As her son's paying attention to the match.
Listen, it happens.
We got an hour-long main event.
She didn't want to see this stupid shit. She did it because of her kid. It's probably his birthday.
He had an Adam Cole shirt from his WWE run.
Yeah, kid got
I think she had the AEW Adam Cole shirt. Actually.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. You haven't been drunk enough, CM. You're drunk enough. I'll be nice. You know what? I'm leaving it alone.
Big Man Dog says Merchandise Monet sounds like the kind of name TNA would have come up.
Oh my god. It does. Or like some 90s WWE shit. Fucking Chili McFrost. What the fuck are they gonna call Austin? Merchandise Monet. What?
Romeo says he legit has a horn growing out of his head. Yes.
It's amazing.
It was great. That was a great promo. Great promo by MJF. Nothing new. He would be outdone later in the show, though. And yes, Simeon. Yes, Simeon. MJF's media scrum on Sunday was as great as the Iron Man. I don't know if you saw it, but oh my God, go out of your way to watch just MJF's portion. I had to stay up for that. I stood up long enough to watch the MJF portion of the scrum. Pitch perfect. Him mimicking CM Punk, but instead of brownies, having pickles. He had pickles and told one of the
I saw the pickles.
Hey,
yeah, that was
come here, fuckface. You want a pickle? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I'm Jeffy's pickles. That's gross. Really? I don't get it. No, Jesus. CM hit me with the fucking. She was condescending both as a woman and from the South. I usually only get one.
Honey, you'd be surprised. I grew up on real liquor, not that Yankee-ish y'all drink. Shit, why are you calling us Yankees? What the fuck? What the fuck did I do here?
When a woman calls you honey, it's like, all right, this is about to go sideways. It's time to go.
She called you honey and then a Yankee.
Let me tell you why men ain't shit. All right, go ahead. I'll sit here. Go ahead. Oh, Jesus.
I'll sit here and I'll listen. I'm just going to listen. It's the best decision I can make. Oh, man, CM says, no, it still can. That's alcohol on a kid on TV. That's money.
Come on. That's alcohol. So much. If he knew, he didn't know it was tequila. I refuse to believe he sat there, smelled it, and threw it on the kid. Like, ooh, that's tequila. Time to throw it on him.
and this is incorrect. Venues do not sell straight liquor for straight tequila. No, they don't. They can't afford. You know how much money it would be to just sell straight tequila. And if that mom is spending $45 on straight tequila, I don't know. I don't know about that decision.
Why don't I do the disclaimer button? You're criticizing this woman's mothering skills.
No, I'm not criticizing her mother skills. I say I just don't know about that decision.
You know what? You're a parent, not me.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'm not getting straight tequila if I take my twins to a wrestling show.
I'm on your page. You're right. She's a shitty mother. Throw her in jail.
I didn't say that. No, this is you. Say. That's you. That's 100%. You. No. That's you.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Move on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on now. We're going to move on from this. FTR. AEW Revolution. The fans are very glad to see them. They got a huge pop from this Sacramento crowd. We get Cash Wheeler on the mic first, and he cuts a really good promo here. He talks about how they have had some troubles lately. They lost to the Acclaim. They lost to the Guns. They lost 3 sets of tag team titles in 1 month. And they lost a great friend that gets a Jay Briscoe chant from the crowd, but they couldn't let the Guns come out here and talk about being the best tag team in the world. And then just let this man cook. And he gives us a souffle. It's Dax Harwood. He talks about how they finished the greatest trilogy, one of the greatest trilogies in wrestling history with the Briscoes in December, only to have the Guns try to take it away, and they're not going to get away with that. He says he's not going to cut a rah-rah babyface promo. And then he cuts a rah-rah babyface promo and tells them he loves the people. He says that they're coming for the titles, for the fans, for the Briscoes, and for themselves. They have to win those belts. I love this promo. And and I agree with them. They have to win against the Guns after this promo, especially dedicating it to the Briscoes and Jay Briscoe. They have to win, don't you think? What did you think about the promo here?
Ironically, I got into an argument about where Triple H is on like an all-time promo list. Where would you put him, by the way?
What do you mean, like top 20,
Yeah,
top 30?
Yeah.
I would say top 25.
Oh my God, perfect. I had like 18 guys definitely ahead of him, and then I had like 4 or 5. I could go up and down. I forgot about Dax. Dax might be.
There's a few in AEW. I would put MJF, Kingston, Moxley, Dax ahead of him. Just off the top.
I had Kingston. I had Kingston as my maybe. I love that. This show's all over the place. Fuck it.
No, we always are.
All right, here we go. Ready? Because I have it on this board. I didn't erase it yet. I've got Austin.
I love that.
I got on this board. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's greeny.
He really did a board. That's going to be the new show, ladies and gentlemen. The Board with Jimmy Macram.
Yeah, but I've got.
What happened to your mic? You sound different now.
You hear me? Sound different? Hold on. Audio, Mike. How's that?
There you go. Much better.
Yeah, I've got Austin Rock, obviously. Vince Jericho. Foley, Flair, Savage, Heenan, Piper, Heyman, Dusty, Cena, MJF, Punk, Moxley, and JBL is my definites.
JBL, wow.
Yes, not having a discussion. And then ladies, I've got Hogan and Stephanie, quite frankly, and Kingston and Eddie and Edge and Christian as my mate.
I was gonna say Edge and Christian should be up there too.
I forgot about fucking Dax. Dax is a maybe for me. Dax is fucking fantastic this last couple years. He's goddamn brilliant. And even I hate fucking white meat babyface promos. This one was awesome. It just was. And I'm here for it. And I need them to win the belts. They have to win the belts. I get it. You want the Guns to be these uber heels, not over fucking FTR. No, please.
What is Cody? Is Cody a maybe?
No, stop it. Don't do that.
You don't feel the adrenaline in your soul?
No.
And yes, thank you, Chase. Someone from the Bay. Thank you. He says, especially in the Bay Area where they have strict alcohol laws. Thank you. Thank you.
I hadn't considered that. There are some. Whoa! I almost called myself. They are on the softer side in the Bay.
I did not say it. I said
I called myself
questionable. I said it was questionable, and then he just full on called the mother a bad mother. I did not say that.
I'm on your team, sir.
No, you're not on my team. You're not on my team.
You want the mom in jail, so I'm like, fine. You said to put the mom in jail. I said, fine. Do what you want.
No. Will Chisholm. Put
the mother in jail on International Women's Day.
I did not say that. No.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I hate you.
I really do sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. It's the truth. If you ever saw it, Will Chisholm's always trying to warn me in the chat. He says, please stop. People are going to start saying you hate black women like they do in Chris Rock.
Absolutely. You can't criticize any of them, otherwise they all come for you. You can be this horrific. I'll be nice. I got some things I'll do in my life. I'm not going to criticize Will Smith's wife, but yeah. I'll be nice.
Frantic Grill says, are the WWE fans are upset about FTR staying in AEW SP3? Maybe. I don't know. You got to ask Annika. Annika's been the one that's saying that FTR is leaving. So you can ask her.
Let me see. Are they upset? I mean, I gotta be honest. Nah. Yeah. Should they? I mean, television isn't really.
It was just gonna be like a good got one for the good guys for WWE fans. I don't think they desperately want FTR. They just want to take someone from AEW. It doesn't matter if it's FTR or not.
Like I think they'd be more upset about Jay White.
Yeah. If Jay White showed up, they'd probably be more upset about that.
Yeah.
We got Big Man Dogs who says we don't fully know if FTR will stay in AEW long term. I mean, if they're winning the tag team titles, Big Man Dogs, don't believe everything Dax tells you on his podcast. They're probably staying.
I'm a fan of Dax. He is rather kayfabe-ish when it comes to
he works. He's always working. I'll give him credit. He's always working. He's always working. He's always working. I'm not trying to cover for anything, CM. You're just not good at this lawyer thing. That's why he's trying to hire Annika over you.
Wow. Don't let him talk like that. You're a strong black woman, and I love you. I don't know about SP3. But I love you.
Oh, he did not repeat me. I did not say the mother was mad. What are we doing here? I don't like anyone who try to play.
Your mother is black. How could you do this?
I love my mother. I just wish my mother a happy International Women's Day yesterday. I made a whole post on Facebook about it.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of strong black mothers, Jade Cargill is here. She says that she doesn't know what a challenge is anymore. She says that they'll be in Canada next week, so send one of those whack-ass Canadians to take her on. And she even asks Renee, "You're Canadian, right?" Renee says yes. And then when she ends the promo, she pushes the mic away. Yo, it just seemed like Jade is actually annoyed at the fact that they have no story for her at this point.
That's the feeling I got. I thought she was gonna challenge Renee. That's what they please don't. Do we know any Canadians in AEW?
The Bunny.
We're not doing that, I don't think. That's a shame.
I mean, that's the best one I could think of.
Such a waste of fucking Jade. How did you not have a fucking plan? How did you not have a plan for fucking Jade when she hit 50? I thought that was the whole point. Anyway, whatever. They should just have her fucking throw the belt in the garbage. Throw the belt in the garbage. Or proclaim it the actual women's championship. Do something interesting. Do something.
I agree. We got Ninja Mortis that says, please God be Talia. I don't think Talia's just gonna come to lose though. Frantic Royal says,
no.
Could it be Angelina Love? Maybe. I could see one of the beautiful people coming in and just losing to Jade. Caden saying Taya as well. He also says LuFisto and Jody Threat. LuFisto and Jody Threat are good ones because LuFisto is an independent legend, but I mean, she won't get a reaction from the people watching at home, but the people there in Winnipeg will react big to her. Jody Threat is going to get a big reaction, and she's due one from AEW after she got her ass kicked by Athena the last time they were in Canada.
That's amazing.
That was the one that Athena murked to start her heel turn.
That shit was amazing. I'm sorry. It was awesome. I'm all here for violence in my wrestling. Assuming both parties agree, I'm all here for violence. I see a lot of people saying Statlander. That's the plan. That's not a plan. That's a finish. Yes. I need to explain to people. That is a finish for a plan. That is not a plan. Having a plan when somebody does something in weeks, months. You'll say, oh, Statlander. So what do we do till Statlander shows up? Same shit we've been doing. That's a bad idea and a lack of a plan.
It is a lack of a plan. I agree. Next up, we had probably my favorite portion of the show, or second favorite portion of the show. As first, we had a trios matchup: the Jericho Appreciation Society's Chris Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and Sammy Guevara versus Top Fox, AR Fox, and Top Flight. This was a nice little matchup that featured so many sports entertainment poses, including this
hilarious.
I just started dying laughing at. This was just really fun. It was kind of fast-paced as well. I really enjoyed this matchup probably more than I was supposed to. Dante Martin flying around a bit. You had AR Fox with a nice dive, a nice implosion senton at one point on the Jericho Appreciation Society. You then had Sammy with a nice knee. In the end, it was Jake Hager hitting Darius Martin in the back with Floyd the Bat, and then Jericho hitting the Judas Effect for the 1, 2, 3 to get the win for the Jericho Appreciation Society here. Here. Take it.
Jesus.
Jericho Appreciation Society gets the win here in trios action. This was a fun little trios matchup. Post-match, the society say that they have been together for over 1 year, celebrating their
Seriously?
1 year anniversary this week, and they say that they are now the number one contenders for the AEW World Trios Championships. They challenged the House of Black to come out and accept their challenge. The lights go out, and it is not the House of Black. It is Carry On, My Wayward Sons. The Elite come out, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. They say not so fast. They said that they have let Jericho be in his little verse for 3 years now. They stayed out of his way just like he stayed out of theirs, and they thought that they had a mutual agreement, a mutual respect. But before he could finish, Don Callis comes out. He talks about how they're in Winnipeg next week, and Jericho is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But he's only the second best wrestler from the city of Winnipeg. And then the best line of the show, he says, and if I had a couple of months to train, you would be number 3. Jericho wants to fight, but the lights go out again. And on the big screen, we see the House of Black. They said that they are in. They said if both of these teams want a piece of them, lights go out again, and when they come back on, we got Julia Hart, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black, along with my guy who was the MVP of that trios match at Revolution, Brody King, staring at the Elite, while Malachi and crew are staring at the Jericho Appreciation Society. And Malachi says, if both of you want a piece of the AEW World Trios Championships next week in Winnipeg, you can bring it on, and it is made official. We're going to have the Elite versus the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the House of Black in a triple threat trios match for the AEW World Trios Championships. This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for next week's matchup. You got Omega and Jericho in Winnipeg. You got the House of Black who are cooking after that matchup at Revolution. Jimmy, two-part question. What did you think about that trios match at Revolution? And what did you think about the trios match here and the post-match, which, like I said, that whole promo segment, the whole setup for this matchup, probably my second favorite thing on the show.
I love the match at Revolution. At least I thought I did. Then I saw your ratings. I guess I just liked it. Fair enough. I forgot what
you don't even like star ratings. So why are you complaining about my star ratings?
I'm not complaining about your star ratings. I'm
yes, you are.
Them out.
You're not pointing them out because
you're not complaining.
You're just complaining because you're not giving a good reason why my star rating is wrong.
What was it?
4 3/4.
It explains itself why it's wrong. I mean,
fantastic. It was fantastic.
It wasn't though.
A near flawless matchup. A near perfect matchup.
Sir, all right.
Near perfect.
All right. Fair enough. Now you okay. No. No, I really like the match. And I don't think your rating is egregious. Just wrong.
I love that. I love that. I don't think it's egregious, but it's just wrong.
I go 4 1/4.
Don't use your smart vocabulary on me, first of all. But continue. Go ahead.
I thought it was great. And as you said, Brody King easily the MVP. I thought JR and Brody King are like the match made in heaven. Like him just busting nuts with Brody King is the greatest thing ever. As he should. It's amazing. It's amazing. It was amazing.
That was the only thing that made him be like, all right, I can wake up. I can wake up from this.
So yeah, I love that. I love the finish. I love people popping for Omega and Malachi Black, as you should. And I love the finish. Everything about the match was a bunch of fun. But then you saw what an actual 4 3/4 match looked like at the end, though. The last match.
No, that was a 5-star. That's how a 5-star match looks. But you don't give 5 stars, so.
That's not true. Brett Austin's 5. Mania 17.
I mean, Mania 15, yeah, 26 years ago. Okay. Like, what?
I love that. How often do you see a perfect thing? You don't see it every fucking week like you guys.
Nowadays I do. Nowadays you do. If you watch everything like I do, you do.
That's what I'm saying. How do you watch all of this and still give good matches great ratings? I don't understand. or great matches, amazing ratings. I don't understand. That's 5-star for me. I'm shocked. I'd be nice. Be nice. I'm trying to be nice on the show. I'm trying to be nice this episode. Be nice. Anyway, match of pay-per-view was great. Segment here, also great. I love Omega and Jericho talking like two mob bosses. It's hilarious. It worked for me. I stayed out of your territory. Like, what are you even talking about?
Yo, this sentence felt like straight out of an episode of The Sopranos. It did. You stayed out of my territory. You stayed out of mine. We feuded for the first couple of months of this company, of this whole city. So now we stayed out of each other's way, but now you're trying to come into our spot. Like,
absolutely. And these two human monsters argue with each other, and then the real monsters show up. It's hilarious. I loved every minute of it, and I'm glad we're treating House of Black as they should be, as one of the most important things on the goddamn show. I love their presentation, and I don't ask for much. Please, please, please. Great. I'm looking forward to that match next week. You all lose your minds about this match of your stuff. That is wrapped up already. You could pick down in a match, or you can pick Omega and Ospreay. You have your choice, but it's over.
Yeah. That's my 1 and 2 right now, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which one do you have one? Omega Ospreay?
Omega Ospreay right now. Yeah.
I think I do too. That table spot is my favorite spot maybe ever.
Oh my god. I literally I think I need to. Every time I see a 5-star match, I'm gonna go back and watch this match. Just be like, okay. You don't have that moment. You don't have them murdering somebody by crashing their head into a table. Give it 5 stars, Jimmy. Stop playing around.
I might have to. If I have the Iron Man match, I think it's better than Iron Man match. So I might have to go 5 on that. I'll watch it a third time. Jesus fucking Christ, watching Japanese wrestling a third time.
Hey, we got English commentary. We got Caden who says 9 men next week if they do triple threat tag rules where one guy from each team is in at the same time. This could be match of the year contender.
No, it can't.
TV match of the year, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe you could say that. Savette says for match of the year for AEW, multiple people saying that. Then
no.
Frantic World. Frantic World says, I can't wait to watch that match next week.
Finally, yes.
We also got Safet who says Omega versus Ospreay will always be match of the year.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know how anything else can top that matchup. Because what I let my criteria know on other things. I'll let you know. I think I have it written down here because I always think things should have a criteria like NBA MVP as well. Maybe we wouldn't be talking about Jokic now deserving it when he didn't deserve it last year with the 6-seed team. But anyway,
agreed. That's the only issue.
Yeah, that was the only issue. But now that's not an issue. He definitely deserves it this year. But don't get me started on that. I think I have it here somewhere. But yeah, I think it was. Yeah, there it is. I have crowd. In-ring, the actual in-ring.
Wait. Is this in order? Or is this just...
This is just the criteria. Crowd, in-ring work, build up. That's a 2-sided thing. Build up within the match, how the match escalates, and the build up going into the match. Storytelling, the story of the matchup, the finish, and the stage. I kind of group stage and crowd together. But stage is different from crowd. It has to be like that's why Ospreay and Omega is no question. It's 5 stars or greater. I gave it greater, but because it's the stage, that's the WrestleMania of New Japan. There's no higher stage than that.
I don't hate that criteria. I would push back on build up. I won't say I push back. I would say I would split my criteria, meaning I would do 2 ratings. Not really, but like in my head. One would be with build up, one would be without build up. Meaning, I show a random stranger this match. He doesn't need to know anything about this match to know if that was a great match. I show you Austin Brett. You don't need to know shit except everything you need to know is told to you in that fucking match.
Yes,
that is true. It's 5 here, 5 there. That's 5.
Yeah, and not always does the build up have to be going into the match have to be great. Like I gave FTR versus Briscoes 3 5 stars, and the build up going into there was no build up going into that. They just announced the match. But the work was already done from the 2 previous matches. So
we're in agreement. I like that criteria.
We got Jimmy here. One Mike Nation saying Jimmy would have been proud of me screaming "fuck Matt Jackson" and he got pinned Sunday. I think that's why Jimmy enjoyed the matchup so much.
I thought they were gonna pin Omega, and then they tagged Matt Jackson, and I went, I have hope. Please.
This right here, Caden saying, I had 2 5-star matches on that show, almost 3. This is why not everybody should have a star rating, and Caden is one of those people. I'm just saying.
Sir, if
I'm just saying. No,
there's
there's people that just like you talk about me being egregious or something with the stars. There's people that give every great match they see 5 stars, and I'm like, no, there has to be a criteria. There has to be a difference.
That's what I'm saying. If one of the matches you like more than the other, then both not 5 stars. They can't be. They can't be. It's impossible.
We got Rickety who says Brody is a beast. I totally agree there. We got ALW saying Elite versus JAS versus House of Black. Who's the face team? Aren't they all heels? No, Elite's definitely been baby.
Listen, you let your hatred for Matt Jackson and
exactly.
They're baby faces.
And look at Chase. See, this is why I like Chase. Chase agreed in the chat. Caden 5 stars a lot.
God, damn.
Oh, we got.
How old is Caden? Before I'm choosing whether to be nice or to be mean.
I'm pretty sure he's either 12 or 20. Anyway, we had Jimmy's favorite part of the show. We had Tony Khan coming in to tell us that he's announced that next week in Winnipeg, Orange Cassidy, he's made an open challenge to Jeff Jarrett for the All-Atlantic Championship next week in Winnipeg, and I have granted the match. However, in partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery and All Elite Wrestling, because of Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Next in Winnipeg, the title will now be the AEW International Championship. Next week in Winnipeg, we are leveling up the championship. And thank you to Warner Brothers Discovery. And next week in Winnipeg, it will be Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship next week in Winnipeg.
How can anybody take this man seriously? I have a legitimate question.
Dude, he didn't blink the whole time.
This man is the most incompetent person. He's so glad he's rich. He's so glad his dad is fucking a zillionaire because he would die on the streets otherwise. He is just worthless.
Next week in Winnipeg.
In Winnipeg. You said that already, sir. I'll get to the point. Leveling up. What the fuck are you babbling about?
Leveling up to championship.
Shocking.
The championship.
I'm not going to argue too much. Fair.
Next week in Winnipeg, we got a super chat donation from the good brother Caden. I love Caden because he takes all my insults on the chin. I love. Caden says, "Hey guys, did you know they're leveling up the belt?
Yeah.
Next, did you know that it's Jimmy? Did you know that it's next week in Winnipeg?
Oh, I missed that part.
He said that 5 times in 5 sentences.
Was that pre-taped or was that fucking? I imagine it had to be pre-taped.
That was live. That was great.
I mean, if it was pre-taped, that means that was the best version he did. That was the best version. Holy shit. Yeah, whatever. As long as he doesn't appear on TV anymore, fair enough. Give me another month off. Seeing this bum. I told you. Remember we have an argument. Tony doesn't want to be on TV. Right. All those wrestling promoters who don't want to be on television. Right. I forget that list of 0.
Well, he had to make sure everybody knew that it was next week in Winnipeg. We got another super chat donation from Chase who says, leveling up the super chat donation. Great. That popped. Thank you, Chase. Thank you. With Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Like, what the fuck? Kind of anime shit are you babbling about? We're leveling up.
Next week in Winnipeg.
What? Changing the name? Are you fooling anybody except yourself? You changed the name. What are you babbling about?
You're leveling it up. It went from all the Atlantics to international.
Oh my god.
I know Tony's just sitting at home watching AEWramble.
Serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
But his eyes every time. It's shocking.
Let's fucking go.
Look at CM Punk and that embarrassed laugh. Oh my god. How he lasts that long, I don't know.
Oh man. What a show. What a show this was.
Embarrassing. Yes.
Anywho,
Embarrassment.
next we had my favorite part of the show. Like I said, the Elite setting up with House of Black and Jericho Appreciation Society was second to only this. We see a broken Bryan Danielson following AEW Revolution, and he talks about how he has fought everywhere to get here. But he says that at AEW Revolution in the Iron Man match, he was like, he has always fought. And when he woke up in the label lock at Revolution, he wanted to fight again, but then he realized he couldn't feel his arm, he couldn't feel his leg, and he gave up. But he says that the worst part about this was the fact that MJF was right. MJF was right when he said that he wouldn't be able to pick up his kids and play with them after this Iron Man matchup. And we see clips of Bryan with his family. We see clips of Bryan following the matchup. And he says that he was also right when he said that he was prioritizing wrestling over his family. So he says that he's not ashamed at the fact that he tapped out to MJF. He's more ashamed that he's right and that he put wrestling ahead of his family. So now he thinks that it's time that he goes home.
God damn.
What a fucking promo. This was one of his best works yet. And I said that last week. But last week, promo went down a peg so this one could take it. Because, my God, he totally made me forget that he tapped out because he's more ashamed that MJF was right. And that put over MJF even further and made the Iron Man match even better in retrospect. What did you think?
This is my, removing Roman in them. This is my favorite thing in wrestling in a long time. Something we actually followed through on it. Meaning Dragon goes away for quite a bit. I love this as an idea. I love it as an idea. You set up the stakes in the beginning with MJF calling him selfish, the heel of all things. Proven right is strong, but making Dragon is at least very least think about his decisions. He very easily could have gotten hurt bad in that match, and he would have done it for what? He's already done every single thing he can do in wrestling, and there's no point in this outside of the fact that he loves it. So MJF is right, and then Dragon comes to the realization after a loss, which compounds the trauma, that he's right and I should leave. That is so fucking good. I'm shocked by this. I can't believe this came out of AEW. I want to see who. I've got to look up who agent it is. I'm going to assume it's just Dragon doing his thing.
Yeah, it was just Dragon. It was probably just Dragon.
So fucking good. Holy shit. I'm glad we got so many Dragon matches up to this point, by the way.
He's already put in his name for Wrestler of the Year. For what he did on that stretch of Bandito, Takashina, Brian Cage, Timothy Thatcher, Roosh, and then this match to end it off.
We've all agreed for a long time he's the best ever in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to decide how.
Not to interrupt you, but on our Revolution review, we had Chase send a super chat donation. And he asked, "Where is MJF on the best wrestlers in the world right now?" And I was like, "Well, the conversation starts and ends with Bryan. Bryan's the best in the world right now. Like on the mic, in the ring, as a character." He has been money these past few months. It's ridiculous what he was doing with Jericho fucking around last year to what he's done in 3 months now.
I totally forgot. Now, another question. Do you have The Rock on your short list of best ever?
Best ever?
Best
yeah,
ever.
but
top 5.
No.
No. Okay. I'm trying to think. Shawn Michaels, is he on your top 5?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think of how good you have to be at one thing to end up on the best ever list. Like Austin's good at everything. Flair's good at everything.
Yes. They are in my top
Michaels
5 all time.
Like Michaels is great in the ring. You say he's good on the mic.
Yeah, he's good on the mic.
Dragon is
good as a
so
character.
good. Yeah, but Dragon is so good in the ring. I have to put him on my list now. He's now on my all-time list, top 5 or whatever the fuck.
But he's gotten so great in promos too.
At the character stuff, he's not 3 pretty distinct characters that are all great.
Yes, yes movement. Movement.
That fucking
Planet Champion and the American,
which
Dragon.
is outrageous.
Yes,
only in WWE, only on events because you want to save the earth and be a bad guy. And then this shit here, I don't know where Dragon is. 4 or 5 somewhere. He's on it.
I agree. I agree. But yes, I'm gonna miss him. I'm definitely gonna miss him if he's gone for a while. But hopefully, he's back at least by like the end of the spring into the summer, so we can get more great Dragon matches. At least give me my Zack Sabre Jr. match at Forbidden Door. Just give me that.
When is that? When's Forbidden
That's
Door?
in June.
Or March?
He could be gone for this pay-per-view cycle and then maybe return after Double or Nothing.
What brings him out of retirement would be the question. Or out of
That's
exile.
the interesting thing. I don't know what direction they go unless it's like someone calling him out. And that makes sense with Zack Sabre Jr. being like, oh, comes back in and he could defend the TV title because he's New Japan's TV champion. He could come on Dynamite, defend the title and be like, I've beaten all these people, but I see the guy I wanted to face last year is not around. Where's he at? And he calls him out and that brings him back.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah. Next up, we had tag team action from the man who just had a regular old Sunday having a Texas death match as Jon Moxley teamed up with his fellow Blackpool Combat Club member Claudio Castagnoli to verse the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I thought this match was good, but it just felt a little too long for one current world champion and one former world champion taking so long to verse these guys. This match went just over 10 minutes. Eventually, Silver and Reynolds looked like they were getting their tag team offense in, but Moxley was able to reverse a stunner from Reynolds into a rear naked choke, and he changed it into a Darcy choke, a front face lock choke for the victory here, knocking out Reynolds. After the matchup, Moxley said, fuck all this shit. I'm pissed off after Sunday. And he starts putting on a rear naked choke on Alex Reynolds. John Silver tries to come in. The referee tries to stop him. Claudio's tosses Reynolds over the top rope. He pushes Rick Knox aside. Evil Uno comes down. He goes through Wheeler Yuta and then comes to attack John Moxley. Moxley's able to lay out Evil Uno, and then he tells Wheeler Yuta, get on him. And they assault Evil Uno some more. Then finally, Hangman Adam Page's music comes out, and he does this excellent limp down the rip. I love the limp. That was the nicest touch to this whole team, whole thing. He tries to check on the Dark Order who were attacked, but he does get Claudio Castagnoli in his face, and he punches him in the face. This eventually leads to the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club jumping this man like a bunch of fucking gang members. I enjoy this, even though I don't think Hangman and Moxley need another one-on-one match. If this is all to set up a multi-man, 6-man maybe, okay, that is fine. But this doesn't need to be prolonged to the next pay-per-view. If you just want to do this for the rest of March, finish it off maybe at a big show in April, that's all fine and dandy, but this doesn't need to go on till Double or Nothing.
Certainly fucking not.
But I am all here for heel Blackpool Combat Club.
Yes, this worked. Dark Order's over. Listen, not over as in popular, over as in done. I'm not entirely sure why we're still doing this outside the fact they connect to Hangman. So fair enough. They're here for a purpose. Purpose is to get Hangman out here. Fair enough. I love the heel turn. Heel turn strong. Because to be honest, one could say they had it coming. Hangman did the very least. He punches Claudio first. Claudio's reaction is hilarious. Like, no, this motherfucker did not just punch me in the face. And then they jump him. Awesome. Please, more of this. More members of the BCC since we're heels. Some of these guys who are doing nothing or not doing what they should be. Like, Stokely is benefiting everybody except Moriarty. I'm sorry. Moriarty, you're with us now.
Yes.
And who else?
Because that's the original statement of the Blackpool Combat Club, that they were going to take all these young guys. And when you only have one young guy, you're not going to the whole statement of this.
It's not the purpose. Yes.
I would also love for Dragon to come back and they jump him. Like,
oh my God, yes. We remember what you did. And number 2, you can't leave a gang. You get jumped out. So here we go. Now you're out.
Yes. Yes, you don't leave a gang. You get jumped out. I love it. We got a couple of comments here for the last 2 segments featuring the Blackpool Combat Club members. We got Chase who says, Bryan top 5 all time for sure. Every decade he has wrestled, you can argue he is the best of that decade. 100% agree. We got One Mike Nation who says heel Danielson greater than face Danielson. I think this is the reason why I think he's top 5. He's great at both. He's been the top babyface at one time, or the best babyface in wrestling at one time, and he's been the best heel in wrestling at one time or another. That's the key. That's the key that I think with all of my top 5 is that they, like the guys you mentioned, Flair, Austin, even Sean. Sean was a very great babyface, and he was a very great heel.
Yes.
Danielson. I don't know who would be 5th. I would have to think it over maybe a little bit more. But yeah, those 4, they're all great because they excel at both things. So
I can argue a little bit. I think that is my top 4.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, sure. Sounds right.
I could throw in, Rock, Jericho. There's a bunch of people you could put in that 5th spot or another.
Yeah, it's difficult. I got to see Kurt's TNA stuff a little more.
Kurt Angle, yeah, he's another.
He'd probably be my 5.
Yeah. Caden saying BCC is his family, so they go and say, "Hey, Dragon, we need you for this war." That's another way that they can bring him back.
We can jump him afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. After we fail after they fail at Blood and Guts, we get the moment where they just be like, "Nah, it's your fault." Roxy says, "I love Claudio's darker persona. Claudio's so much better as a heel. He's one that I like him as a baby face, but he's so much better as a heel.
I mean, he does feels like something he'll do outside the swing, but you get it.
Yeah,
I love Triple H. He's not a discussion. I got like 15 or so.
Thank you." Frantic Girl says,
all right.
Good idea for CSJ to call out Bryan Danielson and they fight for the NJPW TV title. Could be a way to bring him back and to get Dragon in Japan. That'd be good for him, as he would love that. We got Katie who says, I think Mox was going to be heel before he was definitely, we were talking about that even back then. He had to go to rehab, and so now it's time for heel Mox after a year and a half waiting. They needed him as the top baby. Yeah, they needed him as the top baby face though. They needed him, especially with all the drama and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, we did. Awesome.
Annika saying, I kind of get it. You had to have some of your AEW top stars on Dynamite, and it definitely wasn't going to be Danielson. That is true.
Fair enough.
If they were going to draw a rating, they had to get someone like Moxley on the show to wrestle.
Agree. No problem.
Yes, indeed. Now we had backstage the Acclaimed. They are ready to get back.
You still here? You guys are still here? Really? It feels different than it did a couple months ago.
They're ready to get back on track, but here is the Jericho Appreciation Society 2.0 edition to say they love the rap music. And they say that they are sports entertainers at heart, and they offer the Acclaim a spot on the team, and all they do, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Daddy Ass, is laugh at them and walk away. They was like, we're on TV every week. What do we need you for?
That's hilarious.
That was great.
2.0 snake. I'm sorry. I'm just over it. I had fun with it for a while.
You don't like Daddy Magic getting his nipples hard? I love them saying it for 52 weeks. The epitome of sports entertainers.
Oh my God, enough.
And then finally, keep sounding off in the live chat. Last call for super chat donations. And of course, after we're done reviewing the main event, we want to hear from you guys in the chat with your match of the night, MVP, LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? Let's talk about this main event of the show for the TNT Championship. It was falls count anywhere, anything goes. Wardlow music's hit, but we go to the camera in the parking lot, and the fight is already on. Wardlow is bashing Hobbs on a car. Hobbs is fighting back. He eventually gets slammed ass first into the windshield, for a near fall. They start brawling. Eventually, we go to commercial break, and the brawl is just going out throughout the parking lot into the crowd, and then eventually to the ringside area. We get Hobbs. He pulls out a table on the outside, but Wardlow is the one that uses it, hitting a big old swanton. That swanton was beautiful. Hitting it perfectly for a near fall here. Wardlow eventually fights off top to the stage, where it looks like he's going to give Hobbs a power bomb off the stage, but none other than the person that Powerhouse Hobbs needed the most. QT Marshall comes in and hits Wardlow with a steel chair in the back. Wardlow no-sells it, but he hits a low blow and then nails him with the steel chair. Hobbs then gets up, and the two men, QT and Hobbs, deliver a big power bomb off the stage into a lot of padding. This was not as bad and egregious as the Jericho fall off the cage, but it was a lot of padding there. And Wardlow is unable to answer the count of 10. So Powerhouse Hobbs is your new AEW TNT champion. I thought this match was going very well. This was a nice hoss fight that was going all around the building, a lot of brawl. It felt like it was important with the title on the line and the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation. But that ending was just fucking puzzling and weird as fuck. And the fact that commentary Terry tried to make it better by coming up with the reason that that QT Marshall owed Powerhouse Hobbs from the Ricky Starks feud during a throwaway promo on Rampage from 6-7 months ago just made it even worse. I was like, what? Why? They could have had anyone come out if you wanted to protect Wardlow. It should have been Joe, honestly. Joe should have been the one who cost Wardlow here, but it was QT Marshall. Powerhouse Hobbs being TNT champion. I'm happy about it. I don't mind the hot potatoing of the TNT Championship too much. That's not too egregious to me. It's a TV title, and it's basically defended on a weekly basis. I'm totally fine with the title going to Hobbs because he deserved it. But Wardlow is at the point where he just needs to turn heel and try to recover some of the crowd investment that he had in the build-up to Double or Nothing, because it's completely gone at this point. What did you think about this match? And of course, the ending.
Poor Wardlow. Booking has been atrocious ever since he left MJF, essentially. As you said, I love the match at the beginning. I loved everything about it. I think my favorite spot outside the Swanton, which I couldn't believe that happened. Plus, he got up to the top rope so easily. He jumped off of it and balancing himself. It was just good. My favorite spot might have been Hobbs throwing that keg. Because it just looked so like, oh, I'm trying to murder this cocksucker. The QT stuff, I like the attempt. I like the attempt at long-term storytelling. But once you poke it, it makes no sense. Hobbs has fought for the TNT title before. Probably should have used QT then. Would have been a decent idea. And putting QT with Hobbs feels like a horrific idea. I know some people like QT for whatever reason. But we have to admit, he's been the death of every single thing he's touched. It's fallen as fast as he's touched it. It's over. And like you said, using Joe would have at least done something for somebody. Joe has a reason to beat up Wardlow. House was the belt. We're all good.
At first, I really thought it was Joe.
Same. They didn't show the guy who did it. They just showed the chair. I was like, oh, that's cute. But we know it's Joe. QT fucking Marsh. What?
That was my reaction.
If Hobbs fucks up Marshall, let's say on Dynamite next week, he pulls MJF, just fucks him up. I'd be fine with it. But I don't know why he thinks Hobbs is mouthpiece. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He's fine.
He's really
short.
Did you see the promo he did after the show? It was great.
I didn't. No.
It was great. It was like, why do you need someone? Why do you need QT Marshall?
I hope they dropped it so fast. I have hope, because if not, Hobbs is DOA.
Yeah. I see just everyone's just saying why QT, like Roxy here. We got James Jones who says Hobbs was over with the crowd without this. Yes. That hurt the title change pop a little bit too.
Yeah, because it was like, what? Oh, and I don't like the. You know what? I'm not getting into it. I'm not a big fan of.
No, say it.
I'm not a fan of the 10 count. I don't like that in fucking all false count anywhere. It's a false. Enough.
You agree with Caden for once. He says, why didn't Hobbs just go pin him? It's false count anywhere. The fuck?
Agreed. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if Hobbs here's what we do. Ready? For Hobbs, we get rid of QT, obviously. And then we just do everything Joe did.
Yes.
You do Darby matches. You do maybe a Jungle Boy match. It works.
Darby versus Powerhouse Hobbs? Yes, I'm here for that.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Just yeeting this cocksucker all over the place.
And we got Romeo with a good point. Save long-term storytelling for stories that deserve it. And the hot potato is horrible. How can you defend that? I mean, I don't mind the hot potato. It's a TV title. Did you know how much the TV title used to change hands back in WCW days? Do you know how much the Intercontinental title used to change hands when it was defended on a weekly basis?
I don't like hot potato when it's every title, like
yes,
Russo back in the day. For those of you who aren't aware or not old,
Mm-hmm.
But considering how long these titles stay on, guys, MJF, Moxley, like I'm fine.
You need
with
one of them.
title.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Everyone with the world title gets at least 4 to a year, 4 months to a year.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't ask for much.
I do agree, though. Yeah, I hate it. I didn't like the 10 count either. But
same.
Yeah. Yes, the TV title was good, and I hope that I thought that the TNT title was recovered, and I would hope that Powerhouse Hobbs has a good, defense with it. Apparently, Fightful reported that this was always supposed to be the plan, that this was all supposed to pay off when they came to California for this run with Powerhouse Hobbs winning the championship.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes,
this was the plan. That's why Hobbs been booked the way he's been booked up to this point.
That's why I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What the fuck? Dude, he's incompetent. Can somebody agree with me on this? He's incompetent. Dummy, that is. That he has no clue what he's doing. Maybe not no clue, but not many clues about what he's doing.
I don't know if QT was the plan. I just know Hobbs winning the championship was the plan.
Oh my God, could you imagine if QT was the plan? That's the big fucking reveal. QT Marshall.
And this is another good point from Katie. He says, I don't mind the hot potato for this title, this belt, considering every other singles champ has held their belts since at least Full Gear. Yeah, we went on a full 4-month pay-per-view cycle with no title changes for anything else except for the TNT Championship.
That's impressive.
That is.
Very impressive. Yeah. Like, you know what? And to be fair, you're fighting dangerous people. Hobbs, Samoa Joe, Wardlow. Darby, motherfuckers are going to lose. You're fighting badass motherfuckers. Yeah, you're gonna lose.
Exactly. We got Chilling with Jay says, wait, thus was the plan that why not have it at the pay-per-view? I mean, I would have not have changed Joe to Wardlow, but Wardlow kind of needed that win. He kind of needed that win to get any time, especially after the promo about his dad. He needed that. But yeah.
That's fucking, we just talked, just all of that. You talked yourself into, I mean them, not you, but talked yourself into a bad spot because Wardlow came back. Wardlow needs to win, so you probably shouldn't have Wardlow come back until after pay-per-view.
That too. If he comes out, he's the one. If they would have changed this and have Wardlow cost Joe the TNT Championship against Powerhouse Hobbs,
ta-da! And there's no QT Marshall.
Perfect.
I wonder who agented this. I'm gonna guess QT Marshall.
Probably not Tony Khan. Or probably is Tony Khan.
Oh my God.
Romeo doesn't know actual words or doesn't understand the English language because he's asking, what are y'all talking about? But
he gets so upset.
He does. He gets so emotional. And it's only about AEW. If this was WWE, he'd be like, oh, well, I believe in Triple H. He'll be okay. He'll be all right. Yeah. I don't complain. Charlotte Flair's here. The GOAT's here. I don't care. Oh. Anyway, let's put our thumbs in the middle for the March 8th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from me and Jimmy. You guys sound off in the live chat. Match of the night, MVP, LVP, what you gave the show out of 10, and thumbs up, thumbs down. Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
7. I give it 7.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is good. Oh, wow. That's a good one. Yeah. I can't give it higher because of that ending. It was well on its way to being an 8 out of 10. If they just would have had Powerhouse Hobbs, just win. Just win. Just win. Maybe it's an 8 out of 10 show because of the Bryan promo, because of the setup for the Elite versus House of Black, Jericho Appreciation Society, Soho's promo, MJF's promo. The promos were top notch. If it was just on promos alone, this is 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 type of show. But matches, stuff like that.
Booking,
but
as per usual.
Yes, match of the night, Jimmy.
guess it's the opener. I mean, I suppose it'd have to be, right? Yeah, sure. Opener.
I agree. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal was the best match on the show. Like I said, I love the storytelling and the psychology of that matchup. MVP for the show.
Dragon. What? Oh, wow. Out of nowhere.
American Dragon.
After a 60-minute match, God damn it. Go ahead.
Bryan Danielson, by far. Bryan Danielson. Give it to me. Bryan Danielson. Yeah, I got to give him the MVP. LVP.
Dummy. Again. I feel like I'm falling into the pattern again because he keeps being shit. His promo, what do you call it? His whatever the fuck you want to call it. Advertisement, his spewing like a cocained up robot. That would be problem number one. And then his booking as per usual. Ugh.
I give it to QT Marshall and Tony Khan. Gotta give it to both. So don't be racist. Don't be racist to Jay Lethal just because he had the best match on the show. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Don't try to come up with a different person to give it to. Stop it. We got Frantic World who says 7.5 out of 10 match of the night. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. We got Roxy who says LVP QT Marshall. We got Caden, I guess, giving MVP to Ruby Soho.
I would hope so.
One Mike Nation saying MVP Ruby, LVP Tony Khan's dealer.
I can't tell if he's getting good or bad shit, but he needs to stop.
It's something bad. We got Ace saying match of the night, Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. That's fair. We got Caden who says, I gave it to other black guys. The fuck you mean? Half black.
I'm glad you met your quota.
Exactly. Boom! One more for the good guys. We got Antonio in the chat saying hi from Italy. Hi. Hello. Saying, do you think that this creative freedom that produced so many incidents, last incident, MJF incident, is really a good thing? It is better a strictly control from the Chiefs?
I get your question, I think. I will say, if somebody says something on a microphone that's out of pocket, maybe you should reel things in at some point. But listen, in wrestling, you're essentially, the wrestlers are both the actors and the writers. So you can't strictly produce them. I don't think you can. It's like if we watch Ozark and they said, Marty and Wendy, you got to talk for 20 minutes. Or in this case, you got to talk for 6-7 minutes. Go ahead and do that. And fucking they said something outrageous. It's like, well, occasionally, yeah, I've got 67 minutes to fucking do this on my own with my partner Dragon here. Yeah, shit happens. It happens. No, you can't strictly produce wrestlers when they're wrestling. That's what MJF was doing. No, shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens. Shit happens. I wouldn't call it too many incidents because of the creative freedom. Because I feel like the creative freedom in WWE now is why we're getting the Bloodline story, because he's putting it more in the hands of Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. I think that's one of the best decisions. That's one of the best decisions that Triple H has done.
Yes, you don't fix what isn't broken. And occasionally you're going to get Roman and Paul Heyman. Occasionally you're going to get Bray Wyatt. You just take both.
Exactly. You gotta take the good with the bad, basically. Romeo, he's saying something because I guess he can't understand us again. He says, I'm sure the kid who got a ticket to the show last night was like, what the fuck was that finish? Take me home, mom, and so rough. It's like, can you drive me home, mom? I don't know. Honey, they gave us free drinks as well for you getting the drink thrown on us.
Sir, Jesus, that's so outrageous. Sir, listen, I'm with you. I get Julius right. I get your worst case scenario. I had an MJ situation could have ran. It could have gone worse. But security was relatively close by. First of all, young mother in a coma after being beaten by security. Now how security works. At least not in a show. Stop going to the club. They're security, not bouncers. How did
this mother go from, mother trying to defend her son to George Floyd? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, they could have gone wrong. My mom probably would have swung. But you know what? Fucking security would have stepped in, that'd have been the end of it.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh man, that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. Take us home. Take us home, Jimmy. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media and what you got going on your channel.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, where we tell fucking wrestling idiots that they're idiots. And at Jimmy Macram on YouTube, where we watch TV shows. We got it. It's a crime. Okay. It's part of a wrestling show. Nobody's going to press charges. If they did, you would settle. It's the whole point of fucking stop it. Worst case scenario, you live your life in fear. Get over it. Jesus.
Hey, there's a difference. There's a difference between like I said on FMC this week. There's a difference between what Kyrie and what John Morant did. Kyrie is a dumbass. John Morant is doing crimes on video. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's always a difference, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at TrueHillHeat. I will be up on the channel tomorrow, not live, but I got an interview dropping as I chatted with Montezi, who is the co-host for the Swerve City podcast. And he has a new track that just dropped this week with Swerve Strickland, as well as Top Dollar and B-Fab, called The Price Went Up. You can see that on the Swerve City podcast YouTube channel. It's also available on Spotify and iTunes. We talk all about that track. We talk all about his music background. He's made the theme songs for Sammy Guevara, Big E, among other professional wrestlers. And he
Swerve
has a
to stop eating.
That's not Swerve. I said that's Montez.
Oh, my bad.
It says his name right there. What are we doing?
Gotcha. My bad.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, fair enough.
Because he wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Nevertheless,
Hey.
Like he just spat in his face.
You can find me on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. True Hill Heat 216. Miss Chrissy Love, myself, and special guest Scott E. Wrestling. Scott Edwards will be joining us. We're going to be talking about a crazy week, a jam-packed week in professional wrestling. Final comments I see here. One Mike Nation says he'll be back next week. We appreciate you, sir. Annika say it's 6 for the road. Got Jason to let my fucking ass off. Ninja Mortis say your body shape.
No, I didn't even see his body. I'm just assuming.
Anyway, that is all, folks. This has been AEWramble, the most off the rails episode of AEWramble. AEWramble number 84, the waste of the revolution. Reviewing the March 8th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your trio phenom, SP3. We're out.